ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Namaskar, my dear friends. In this video, I am going to describe and explain Advaita Vedanta, the most important part of Hindu darshanas. Let us start with the question, what is Advaita Vedanta principle in Hinduism? Advaita Vedanta is a philosophical and spiritual tradition within Hinduism that emphasizes the concept of non-dualism or Advaita. The term Advaita means not two or non-dual, indicating the idea that the ultimate reality, Brahma, is beyond all distinctions, including the distinction between the individual self, Atma, and the divine. In Advaita Vedanta, the ultimate goal is to realize one's true nature, which is identical with Brahma, the ultimate reality or cosmic consciousness. According to this philosophy, the individual soul, Atma, and the universal soul, Brahma, are ultimately the same, and the apparent differences between them are due to ignorance, avidya, and illusion, maya. Through spiritual practice, self-enquiry, meditation, and the guidance of a qualified teacher, guru, individuals can overcome ignorance and realize their oneness with Brahma. One of the key texts of Advaita Vedanta is the Viveka Chudamani, crushed jewel of discrimination, written by the philosopher Adi Sankaracharya. This text and others like the Upanishads and the Bhagavad Gita are often studied to understand the principles of Advaita Vedanta. The concept of Advaita Vedanta has had a significant influence on Hindu philosophy. Absolutely, Advaita Vedanta has indeed had a profound influence on Hindu philosophy. Its emphasis on the non-dual nature of reality and the ultimate unity of the individual soul, Atma, with the universal soul, Brahma, has shaped the way many Hindus understand their spirituality and the world. This philosophy has not only influenced Hindu religious thought but has also had an impact on Indian culture, art, literature, and various schools of philosophy within the broader Hindu tradition. Advaita Vedanta has also influenced the development of modern Indian philosophy and continues to be a vibrant and evolving tradition, inspiring thinkers and practitioners in contemporary times. Furthermore, the concepts of non duality and the interconnectedness of all existence central to Advaita Vedanta have resonated with people beyond the borders of India. Many individuals from diverse cultural and religious backgrounds have found inspiration in these teachings, leading to its recognition and respect in the global spiritual landscape. Advaita Vedanta, as explained in Upanishads, Advaita Vedanta, as explained in the Upanishads, is rooted in the ancient sacred texts of Hinduism. The Upanishads are a collection of philosophical texts that explore the nature of reality, the self, and the ultimate truth, Brahma. Advaita Vedanta draws heavily from the teachings of the Upanishads, and its core principles can be found in these ancient scriptures. Here are some key concepts of Advaita Vedanta as explained in the Upanishads. 1. Brahma. The Upanishads describe Brahma as the ultimate unchanging reality or cosmic consciousness. It is infinite, formless, and beyond all attributes. Advaita Vedanta teaches that Brahma is the ultimate truth and the underlying essence of all phenomena in the universe. 2. Atma. The Upanishads also introduce the concept of Atma, which refers to the individual soul or self. Advaita Vedanta holds that Atma is identical to Brahma, while individual beings may appear distinct. The Upanishads assert that the true nature of Atma is non-different from Brahma. Realizing this unity is the goal of life according to Advaita Vedanta. 3. Maya. The Upanishads discuss the concept of Maya, which represents the illusory nature of the world. According to Advaita Vedanta, the world we perceive is not the ultimate reality but a manifestation of Maya. Realizing the truth beyond Maya leads to liberation, moksha. 4. Jnana Yoga. The Upanishads advocate the path of Jnana Yoga, the yoga of knowledge. This path involves deep contemplation, self inquiry, and realization of the non dual nature of reality. Through knowledge, jnana, one can overcome ignorance, avidya, and realize the oneness of Atma and Brahma. 5. Neti Neti. The Upanishads often use the phrase Neti Neti, which means not this, not this. This phrase is a method of negation, guiding seekers to understand the true nature of reality by recognize what it is not, by negating the physical, mental, and conceptual aspects of existence. One can arrive at the realization of the formless, eternal Brahma. These concepts, as elucidated in the Upanishads, form the philosophical foundation of Advaita Vedanta, emphasizing the non dual nature of reality and the unity of the individual soul with the ultimate reality Brahma. Advaita Vedanta, as explained in Brahma Sutras. The Brahma Sutras, also known as Vedanta Sutras or Uttara Mimamsa Sutras, are a foundational text in the Vedanta school of Hindu philosophy. These sutras were composed by the ancient sage Vyasa and provide a systematic and concise summary of the philosophical teachings found in the Upanishads. Advaita Vedanta, being a major school of Vedanta, interprets the Brahma Sutras in its unique way. Here are some key aspects of Advaita Vedanta as explained in the Brahma Sutras. 1. Identification of Atma with Brahma. Advaita Vedanta, as per the Brahma Sutras, emphasizes the essential unity of Atma, individual self, with Brahma, ultimate reality. The sutras assert that the individual soul, Atma, is not different from the supreme reality, Brahma. This concept of non duality, Advaita, is a central theme in Advaita Vedanta and it is supported by interpretations of various sutras in the Brahma Sutras. 2. Maya and illusion. The Brahma Sutras, as interpreted in Advaita Vedanta, address the concept of Maya. Maya is the power of illusion that veils the true nature of reality. According to Advaita, the entire phenomenal world is a product of Maya, and understanding its illusory nature is essential for realizing the ultimate truth, Brahma. 3. Scriptural authority. The Brahma Sutras, in the context of Advaita Vedanta, uphold the authority of Upanishads. Advaita Vedanta considers the Upanishads as the supreme authority, and the Brahma Sutras provide a systematic interpretation of the Upanishadic teachings, guiding seekers on the path to self realization. 4. Refutation of dualistic views. The Brahma Sutras, according to Advaita Vedanta, systematically refute dualistic philosophies that posit a fundamental difference between the individual soul and God. Advaita argues against dualism and establishes the oneness of Atma and Brahma. 5. Importance of knowledge, jnana. The Brahma Sutras, in the context of Advaita Vedanta, emphasize the importance of knowledge, jnana, in attaining liberation, moksha. True knowledge, according to Advaita, is the understanding of one's non dual nature with Brahma. The pursuit of knowledge through study, contemplation, and meditation is considered essential in Advaita Vedanta. Overall, Advaita Vedanta's interpretation of the Brahma Sutras underscores the non-dual nature of reality, the illusory nature of the world, and the significance of self-realization through knowledge and understanding the unity of Atma and Brahma. Advaita Vedanta as explained by Adi Sankaracharya. Adi Sankaracharya, a renowned Indian philosopher and theologian who lived in the early medieval period, is often considered the foremost exponent of Advaita Vedanta. He composed numerous commentaries on the ancient Hindu scriptures, including the Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, and Brahma Sutras, interpreting them from the perspective of Advaita Vedanta. His teachings have had a significant influence on the development of Hindu philosophy and spirituality. Here are the key aspects of Advaita Vedanta as explained by Adi Sankaracharya. 1. Non-dual reality Advaita. Adi Sankaracharya emphasized the central concept of Advaita, which means non-duality. According to him, the ultimate reality, Brahma, is without attributes, formless, and beyond all distinctions. The individual soul, Atma, and Brahma are essentially one and the same, a concept expressed through the famous phrase Tattvam Asi, meaning you are that. This non dual understanding forms the cornerstone of Sankaracharya's teachings. 2. Maya. Sankaracharya elaborated on the concept of Maya, the illusory power that creates the multiplicity and diversity of the world. He explained that Maya veils the true nature of Brahma and makes the world appear real. Liberation, moksha, occurs when an individual transcends Maya through knowledge and realizes the underlying unity of all existence. 3. Vedanta as the ultimate knowledge. Sankaracharya emphasized the importance of Vedanta, particularly the Upanishads, as the ultimate source of knowledge. He argued that the Upanishads contain the essence of spiritual wisdom and provide a clear path to realizing the non dual truth. Sankaracharya's commentaries on the Upanishads and other texts serve as comprehensive explanations of the Advaita Vedanta philosophy. 4. Jnana Yoga. Sankaracharya advocated Jnana Yoga, the yoga of knowledge, as the most direct path to liberation. Through self-inquiry, vichara, and the contemplation on the nature of reality, individuals can realize their true identity as Brahma. Knowledge of one's non-dual nature is seen as the means to overcome ignorance, avidya, and achieve liberation. 5. Bhakti and karma. While emphasizing knowledge, jnana, Sankaracharya did not dismiss the paths of devotion, bhakti, and action, karma. He integrated these paths within the framework of Advaita Vedanta, considering them as valid means for spiritual progress. However, he emphasized that true devotion and selfless action are rooted in the understanding of non duality. Adi Shankaracharya's teachings continue to be studied and respected by scholars and practitioners of Advaita Vedanta, and his philosophical legacy has profoundly shaped the landscape of Hindu spirituality and philosophy. Advaita Vedanta, as explained by Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda, a prominent Indian spiritual leader and philosopher, played a significant role in introducing Vedanta and Hindu philosophy to the Western world in the late 19th century. While he did not write extensive commentaries on Advaita Vedanta, his speeches, lectures, and writings reflect many Advaitic concepts. Here are the key aspects of Advaita Vedanta as explained and interpreted by Swami Vivekananda. 1. Oneness of reality. Vivekananda stressed the concept of Advaita, highlighting the oneness of the ultimate reality. He often referred to this oneness as the essence of Hindu spirituality. According to him, the diverse forms and names in the world are mere manifestations of the same underlying reality, which is infinite and non dual. 2. Unity of Atma and Brahma. Swami Vivekananda echoed the Advaitic principle that the individual soul Atma is identical to the supreme reality Brahma. He emphasized that realizing this unity is the goal of human life and the essence of spirituality. By understanding the divinity within oneself, a person can overcome limitations and achieve spiritual liberation. 3. Maya and the illusory nature of the world. Vivekananda, like Advaita Vedanta, acknowledged the concept of Maya, the illusory power that creates the perception of diversity in the world. He explained that the world as it appears to us is not the ultimate reality but a changing and transient manifestation. Real wisdom lies in understanding the temporary nature of the material world and recognizing the eternal reality behind it. 4. Self realization and practical spirituality. Vivekananda emphasized the practical aspect of Advaita Vedanta. He encouraged individuals to realize their innate divinity through direct spiritual experience. He advocated for self realization through meditation, self discipline, and selfless service, karma yoga. According to him, the purpose of human life is to manifest the divine potential within oneself. 5. Interconnectedness and universal brotherhood. Vivekananda promoted the idea of interconnectedness of all beings, a concept inherent in Advaita Vedanta. He advocated for the harmony of religions and the acceptance of diverse paths to spiritual realization. His teachings on universal brotherhood and acceptance of all people, regardless of their backgrounds, reflect the inclusive nature of Advaita philosophy. While Swami Vivekananda's teachings were not a systematic exposition of Advaita Vedanta like the traditional scholars, his interpretation and popularization of these concepts greatly influenced the understanding of Hindu philosophy both in India and the Western world. He brought the profound ideas of Advaita Vedanta to a wider audience and inspired many to explore the depths of this ancient wisdom. Advaita Vedanta, as explained by Maharishi Ramana. Maharishi Ramana, also known as Ramana Maharishi, was a renowned Indian sage and spiritual teacher who lived in the 20th century. He is widely regarded as one of the most significant proponents of Advaita Vedanta in recent times. Although he did not write extensively, his teachings and conversations have been compiled by his devotees and form the basis of his philosophy. Here is how he explained Advaita Vedanta. 1. Self realization, Atma Vichara. Ramana Maharshi emphasized the practice of self inquiry, Atam Vichara, as the primary means to realize one's true nature. He encouraged individuals to constantly inquire into the nature of the self by asking the question, who am I? Through deep introspection and self awareness, seekers could realize the underlying unchanging reality within themselves, which is identical to Brahma. 2. The illusory nature of the ego. Ramana Maharshi taught that the ego or the individual sense of self is an illusion. He emphasized that the ego creates a false sense of separation between the individual and the ultimate reality. By questioning the ego and understanding its illusory nature, one can dissolve the sense of individuality and realize the non dual nature of existence. 3. Silence as a teaching. Ramana Maharshi was known for his profound silence. He often conveyed his teachings through silence, indicating that the ultimate truth transcends words and concepts. He believed that deep silence and stillness of the mind are powerful methods for realizing the non dual reality. In his presence, many seekers experienced spiritual awakening without verbal teachings. 4. Presence and grace. Ramana Maharishi's presence was considered transformative. He radiated a sense of peace and stillness which had a profound impact on those around him. He emphasized the importance of the Guru's grace in spiritual realization. According to him, The awakened Guru's presence can awaken the dormant spirituality within the seeker. 5. Non-duality in everyday life. Ramana Maharshi taught that the realization of non-duality should not be limited to moments of deep meditation but should permeate everyday life. He emphasized living in a state of constant awareness of the underlying unity of all existence, seeing the divine presence in everyone and everything. Ramana Maharshi's teachings continue to inspire spiritual seekers worldwide. His emphasis on self inquiry, the illusory nature of the ego, and the transformative power of silence aligns closely with the core principles of Advaita Vedanta, making his teachings a valuable contemporary expression of this ancient philosophy. Advaita Vedanta, as explained by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. In the Bhagavad Gita, a sacred Hindu scripture, Lord Krishna imparts spiritual wisdom to the warrior prince Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. While the Gita covers a broad range of philosophical and practical teachings, it contains several elements that align with the principles of Advaita Vedanta. 1. Unity of existence. Lord Krishna emphasizes the unity of all existence, stating that all living beings are interconnected and part of the supreme reality. In chapter 9, verse 22, Krishna states, "To those who are constantly devoted and who worship me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me." This verse implies a non dualistic connection between the individual and the divine. 2. Detachment and non duality. Throughout the Gita, Lord Krishna teaches the importance of performing one's duties without attachment to the results. This teaching aligns with the concept of detachment from the fruits of actions, karma phala, in Advaita Vedanta. By acting without attachment, individuals can transcend dualities such as success and failure, pleasure and pain, and recognize the underlying unity of all experiences. 3. The imperishable self. Lord Krishna explains the eternal nature of the self, Atma, in several verses, emphasizing that the soul is beyond birth and death. In chapter 2, verse 20, he says, "The soul is neither born and nor dies, nor does it die." This concept of the eternal, unchanging self aligns with the Advaitic understanding of the Atman's unity with Brahma, the ultimate reality. 4. Self knowledge and wisdom. Lord Krishna emphasizes the importance of self knowledge and spiritual wisdom in chapter 4, verse 38. He states, "In this world there is nothing so sublime and pure as transcendental knowledge. Such knowledge is the mature fruit of all mysticism." This knowledge, according to Advaita Vedanta, leads to the realization of the non dual nature of reality. 5. Surrender to the divine. Lord Krishna teaches the significance of surrendering to the divine will. By surrendering one's ego and individual desires to the divine purpose, individuals can overcome the illusion of separateness and merge with the supreme reality. This surrender aligns with the Advaitic principle of recognizing the oneness of the individual soul, Atma, and the universal consciousness, Brahma. While the Bhagavad Gita is not exclusively an Advaitic scripture, it contains profound philosophical teachings that resonate with the core principles of Advaita Vedanta. Lord Krishna's guidance to Arjuna reflects the essence of non duality, unity, and the eternal nature of the self, providing valuable insights into the Advaitic understanding of reality. Thank you for watching this video. Namaste, Namaskar.